何気ワクワクすごいよな。よいしょ。とりあえず配信をするから窓は閉めよう。ちょっと待ってよ。どうする？あ、違う。こっち映してどうする？
My favorite memory from a Bungie game has to come from September 2016. It's a work night, and we're about done with the Wrath of the Machine raid when my friend messages us and says, "You know that ARG puzzle that Bungie put out?
砂漠
We saw it.
砂漠
There's a
久々だね。
map. Go stand in these very specific spots in the raid and see what happens." So we do it, and these two monitors turn on, and they
こ
start
れ
spitting
は
out
マジ
ones
で
and
配
zeros.
信せざ
And
るを
someone
得
on
な
the
い
team's
よ
like,
ね。
"That's binary. I think that means we need to stand here and over there." Then, the mysterious diamond in the center of the room opens up, revealing the next step in a quest to get Outbreak Prime, an exotic weapon, and we're losing it. I stay up all night, finishing the quest. I get maybe 2 hours of sleep before work the next day. Figuring out how to open up the diamond in the Wrath of the Machine raid is my favorite memory because it combines the two things about Bungie games that keeps me coming back: unraveling mysteries and sharing experiences with other people.
なんかパソコンが負荷に耐えられてね。もういいや、このまんまで。さああ、懐かしい、このおっさん。
Like, there really have been so many special memories. I had 2 reoccurring Trials dates every week when Trials of Osiris was going on. One of them was for Dr. Bro Snaps, and then the other one was on Monday nights. I would play Trials of Chillcyrus with some friends that I met online.
胸がもう心臓が破裂する。ワクワクが。
I got to go to his wedding a couple of years ago, which was really cool. We've been friends IRL now for years. And the other one is my boyfriend of 5 years now. And I still can't believe how crazy it is that Destiny brought me to Twitch, which introduced us to each other. And as a result now, we have another little guardian. She's a future hunter main for sure. But she quite literally would not exist if it wasn't for Bungie/Destiny and Trials of Osiris.
I think another one of my favorite moments was the D2 reveal event. And I don't think there will ever be an event that will match that. And I could be wrong, but the room was
心臓が ドキドキして、
screaming. You didn't have to tell them to get excited because you could feel the energy in the
いや、
room.
ワクワクがほんと止まらないよね。なんて言うんだろう。
vibration in the room of how excited everyone was. And
なんか、ほんと、
it was just
このゲームを知らない人からしたら、if you... はいはい、こっちで見る。
cinematic trailer for the D2 event. So I remember that being such a huge moment, and I just knew that I was a part of something that was way bigger than I thought.
いや、なんか、ほんとワクワク。やばいよね、ワクワクが。ワクワクがガチ止まらねえ。
I think that my favorite Bungie memories are always probably going to be my childhood LAN parties I would have growing up with my friends. And then even into college with like Halo Reach when it launched, I remember running down to like the college store and getting my copy there. But as an adult, I don't think I could ever replace the memories I have about the day one raiding I've done with my friends. Just being faced with a colossal challenge and defeating it with some of your best friends, there's just nothing quite like it.
なんて言うんだろう。まだあと30分あるんだけど、まだあと30分あるんだけど、なんだろう、胸騒ぎが素晴らしくはないな。胸騒ぎがする。バンジーのことだから成功するかっていうのも心配だし、なんて言うんだろうな。成功するかっていうのもしっかり心配だし、前の光の超越、前ってか、今回の前の光の超越の時の DLC の時とかもそうだったけど、一番最初はとても面白かった。一番最初のシーズン、その光の超越のストーリーをクリアし終わるまでは楽しかった。自分的には楽しかったんだけど、なんか、その後、 一人でもフレンドとでもやることがないしっていうようなのが続いちゃったから、なんかそこは少し残念だったな。結局そのやることがないと、まあ端的に言うとこのゲームは、オンラインマルチプレイの、あれだから、なんて言うんだろうな。RPG ゲームだから。やることがないとねって感じなんだけど、結局コンテンツ量が少なくなっちゃったからな。さあ、楽しみだ。
Oh man, some memories, man. The memories that really truly brought me back was Destiny 1. And we played Auto Glass week 2. We didn't play it on the week of release, we played it on week 2. And when we first experienced the raids, me and the boys from work,
ライブスクリーン、
I didn't really know
YouTube
too
もあ
many
るな。
people.
こ
We
っち
went
に
in
す
that
るか。
raid, man, and we defeated the first.
こうして。これなら切れるってこともないか。よいしょ。英語が読めない。英語が読めない。ああ、好きなレイドはってことね。さあ、ボルトラス。最後の望み。プラスだから、これはガラスの間か。で、ディープストーンクリプト。これ何わかんないな。でも好きなので行くのであれば、ディープストーンクリプトかな。
You know, the thing about Bungie memories for me is that it's memories of my friends. Because Bungie games are about friends. It's 4 friends sitting in a room, everybody with their own Xbox, everybody with their own TV, and everybody yelling at each other because the one person keeps bringing the gravity hammer into the elevator, killing all of us. It's Destiny with a crew, 6 people, tired, long night, and you haven't beat the raid boss, and you want to beat that raid boss, and the last run it works, and you yell for 25 minutes before you log off. 固まっちゃうな。なんだろう。ケイド。
はい、皆さん
ミラー配信者って言ってスーパーネコパンチ書いてあるけどミラー配信してないじゃん。あ、まだ時間的にやってないだけなのか。なるほどね。
I had just moved to the States, and the very first friend that I made here was a guardian that I found in the Cosmodrome. And that guardian has been my best friend and brother for 5 years now, and that was only the beginning of a very special relationship with Destiny for me. Some of the most beautiful moments of my life have been driven and shared by the Destiny community, including coming out and watching hundreds of people that I didn't even know just come together to show love and support and solidarity. In that moment, I knew that I had found a home away from home, and this game constantly reminds me that we're not guardians just in name. We truly are bearers of light.
Mouse 落とした。やばい、楽しみ。おー、なんか始まった。まあ、とりあえずおとなしく見てこう。録画っぽいな。録画だね。
When you started the company. But I mean, but you were not that much older. Like, you weren't that much older. Like, what is the, like, take me all the way back.
I guess that's true.
Take me all the way back to the moment where you're like, I want to do this.
Yeah. There's a funny thing for like a lot of my life. When people would ask me, you know, like, how did this start? I'd be like, I don't know, it was kind of weird. I just like started making games and it seemed like it was fun and I kept doing it. And when I really started thinking back to my childhood, like I've been obsessed with how like rules can change human behavior and how you can all agree to play a card game by a certain set of rules. And, the adults that I was observing, as a kid they could play cards all night and laugh and, interact in whatever way that they did. And, yet you could take a different set of rules, for example, a set of rules that a 5-year-old made with the best of intentions, and the adults would like nod and laugh, but they would only play that game for, 3 minutes. And like that is like always fascinated me. And I realized, like, looking back on it, that I've been doing that, my whole life, and it like irritated my friends, and they didn't want to play. I mean, because we start as a game designer and you suck. Like, you're terrible. Like, your games are a horrible. I mean, they're not even games. They're just, it's almost, you're just like a little tyrant trying to get people to do things. And I remember like I probably spent like weeks building this like really complex pen and paper adventure game on index cards. And I'd like drawn pictures of monsters and everything like this. And I remember finally getting, a friend to play it at school. And it was like the first dice roll, like some creature like killed his character or something. It was just like the worst possible, like outcome. And I was like in 4th grade or something, but some kids look at the garbage truck and are like, that big, powerful machine. Like, that's what I want to be. But to me, it was the deck of cards. Like, I want to know how to control that. Like that, like power to build an experience that when people come into it, they leave with a smile on their face or more connected to the people around them. Yeah, I've been doing that forever. It's kind of crazy. Way before computers. And then of course, right, I saw games on computers and I was like, wow.
My perception, based on all of our time together, has actually been like, you are more interested in the making of them in a bunch of ways than playing them. Like, playing games isn't like it's not an explicit hobby of yours. Like, you're educating yourself. It's more work, but it's like you're always making stuff.
Yeah, I think this is true, and I feel a little bit like guilty about it sometimes, because I think it is the most dangerous thing as a designer to enjoy the making more than the playing, right? Because the number of things you can enjoy making is infinitely larger than the number of things that you can enjoy playing, right? Much less other people can enjoy playing. And so, yeah, what you say is true, and I feel like it's sort of like an addiction that I've had to fight so that I make things that are worthwhile. Because it's, the whole shtick to me is about, touching other people, like, somehow.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about kind of the origin. I want to jump ahead again. I'm going to jump to my life, 2004. I remember I finished the campaign for Halo 2, and my friends and I got distracted a bunch by the multiplayer, and I finished it the same night I finished Metal Gear 3. And after I finished both of those games, I went and watched this Vidoc, the documentary that, like, I look at now, and I met a bunch of y'all, and I'm like, oh, I didn't pick up on all the like human suffering in this documentary the first time I watched it.
Do I get to sign your?
No. Do you remember this?
I looked for it actually before I came in today. I don't think I have it anymore.
You don't?
Yeah, no, I remember the sweatshirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what is this from? Like, what is this actually? I've like wondered this. Like, what is this? It was just like, what did?
Yeah, it said Osiris on it. I thought it looked cool, and yeah, I bought it. I have no idea. Sadly. Right. I have no idea what it was.
Yeah, I still, to this day, I remember the sweatshirt, right?
Yeah,
and this is this moment that I became like aware that humans make these things, because otherwise it was like magic, right? Like, there's nothing in 2004 about, look at these developers making stuff that you care about. That's not, like, there wasn't really much of, like, the internet sucked too. Like, you didn't have like, look, you can access these people, and none of that. It was a totally different time. So I'm watching this documentary, and this dude shows up, and so the paraphrase is like, it's like the cynical gamers, who something doesn't grab us in 5 minutes, we're gonna turn it off. And it was like, I was like, oh my God, it's like I was spoke to, and I have like I'm like an English degree.
なんか緊張するな。
Like, couldn't write code or anything. I just remember feeling as a
いや、英語聞こえないし、よくわからないけど。
in that moment. And so we come out of the building a game, like building it by yourself, and talk now about like the team has changed. Like, building teams has changed. Like, the way you think about building teams has changed. The way like in the however many years I've been at Bungie now, the way the company approaches building teams have changed. Let's go all the way back to Halo 2, like building the team for Halo 1 and Halo 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think if like past Jason was here, he would disagree with a lot of stuff that that I'm going to say, but I think compared to the intentionality that we, try, sometimes exhibit, know we should have about building teams and how important teams are. Back then, it was almost just this, snowball that was rolling downhill of people who, liked our games and came to the company, and then snowball rolled a little faster, and it was just a bunch of people trying to do their best, trying to recreate the feelings that they had, when they played games, and you can get pretty far on passion and talent, but it sometimes makes things really hard when you're not being thoughtful about the organization of the team, the design of the product relative to the resources and time you have. And it made Halo 2 super challenging for a bunch of reasons, but I don't know. I guess that's, and past Jason would tell me, like, you're an idiot. We were thinking about all that stuff. You just had to learn. But like, when I look back, like, he wasn't thinking about that stuff, What
was he thinking about?
I mean, he was just thinking about the game, but I don't know. I think my past self is like not really that sharp, because I mean, every year we've learned so much, I feel. And so I look back and I think that, that guy must be an idiot. Because look at all the stuff I learned just this year on Halo 1. Like, I didn't know anything. But I go back and I found one of the notebooks from Halo 1. Like, that guy wasn't an idiot. Like, I mean, there's stuff that, he didn't know, but there's a lot of like super interesting exploration and thought and like possibilities that, didn't end up at the game in there. And so I don't know what to make of that, because I feel like I've learned so much, but when I go back, I'm sort of like blown away by, what was happening in my mind.
It's pretty embarrassing when I think about like I think about my
マ
life
ジ
in
なん
terms
か
of
緊張
decades.
す
And
る
like,
死ぬ
what are like the big lessons from the decades? And when I like articulate one of the like a lesson from my 30s, it's like so embarrassing. Give me one from yours.
Oh man. I mean, I started Destiny 1 not understanding
ちょ
the
っと一体
value
起
of
こすの
having
に電話かけるね。
at least somebody on the team who cares more than anybody else about what the team is missing, what the team isn't admitting, who on the team isn't talking to each other, where on the team is our dreams incompatible with the calendar, or our dreams incompatible with our ability, or our dreams incompatible with the hardware that we need to run on. And I saw production as, a calendar and a schedule.
ダメだ、あいつ起
And
きねえよ。
it's true that a schedule is a thing that you use to sort of test people's understanding of reality, in the sense of, can the things we want to do fit in the time that we think we have, and how are we tracking against that? But I saw it as like an end in itself. And of course it irritated me, and I, didn't pay attention to it. But God, like, embracing all that stuff is a thing that will be, front and center in anything that I do, anything I do in the future. I think it's making sure everyone on the team has an objective understanding of reality and doing anything you can to fix it when that isn't true. I didn't understand that when I started Destiny 1. Destiny 1 made me understand that.
So what I want to talk about now is where computers are heading.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where's it going?
AR is going to be the thing that displaces mobile. Like, I'm so sure of that. I'm so sure we're all going to be wearing glasses, and all the TVs are going to go in a landfill. All those companies are going to go out of business. All the cracks in our ceiling are going to get fixed in our glasses. Like, so many people are going to end up with virtual pets and windows out to the Taj Mahal or the Eiffel Tower. And maybe it'll be 20 years. Like, I think it's going to be a lot sooner than that. And I think it's going to be really interesting. And when it happens, like, the reason that you're going to know it's going to take over the whole world is everybody's going to laugh at it. Like, everybody's going to think it's ridiculous. When the iPhone, came out, the stuff people were saying to, like, not admit that they were holding, like, a, chunk of the sun in their hands that was going to change the world. Like, the stuff people said was ridiculous. people are going to do that again.
さあ、ショーケースまで残り5分。
AR is if you have AR, you have to have local compute because you need high frame rate. You need to be able to render all kinds of crazy stuff like right there, like, you know, within 2 feet of your body. Yeah, which means I think all the cloud computing stuff totally going to happen, absolutely going to be a thing. But we're not going to transition fully to, you know, thin client. But yeah, those would be my 2 predictions. Local compute never goes away. AR displaces mobile, like 100%.
So on a long enough horizon, how are we going to get ready for that? we got, yeah, like the, you know.
So it's a great question, and I think the answer is like we already are. Like I don't think what's going to happen is there's going to be a whole new slew of games that can only happen in AR. I mean, there's definitely going to be some, but I think in a lot of cases, what's going to happen is people are going to, throw away their TV and have a way bigger TV, or they're going to go to a totally virtual space that has a bigger, screen, and they might play some tabletop or strategy games in a different way. But I think people are always going to be playing first-person shooters, with some kind of input device on like a virtual, window in their visual field. And so I think a bunch of the stuff that we're great at doesn't, get tipped over by this.
Thing we're great at. All right, so let's go all the way back. Bungie games, someday. Not the company's still there, but I think a lot about my life through the lens of what would go on my tombstone. I just do. I think it's like completely busted. I don't think it's like a thing a normal, like reasonably sane human being would do, but I think it's a simple way of summarizing your existence, and it's the acknowledgement that these existences sometimes come to an end. The question
さあ、残りショーケースまで2分。
What is that simple distillation of what Bungie is? The tombstone-worthy distillation.
I was on the 271 coming back across the bridge home, one night on the bus, and these 2 guys in front of me were talking, at first about college. Like they were older, but they'd obviously like gone to college together, and I think they worked together. And at some point they started talking about Halo, and I think it was Halo 2 for them. And they weren't really talking about how much Halo meant to them. They were talking about, and they weren't really talking about how much they meant to each other, but that's what they were doing, is they were sharing those stories of, where they were and what they were doing and how they were feeling. And, that moment, that's like still keeping me going. I mean, that might fuel me for the rest of my life. And it's not the only time that's happened, but you get a few of those, and, that's all I want. It's just people sharing memories in an experience that, wouldn't have existed without, you bleeding buckets of blood into the, whatever code or design or something like that. That's what, 2 people having an experience that they wouldn't have had, if you hadn't created, what you created. Like that's, I don't know, that's what matters. That's what matters to me.
We're done.
あれか。
We're just going right into like the trailer, huh?
This is what I brought you here to see.
Beyond the light!
Stasis is just a tool.
It's an ice tornado, dude.
さあ、残り1分を切りました。ショーケースまで。今もうなんかもう、あー、鳥肌ベイビーフォール。
Shoot you with 6 anarchies, you're gonna sprint at that Gorgon. Run, Godspeed, little doodle. Run.
これ見て。9、8、7、6、5、4、3、 3、2、1! ちょっと静かにします。
Welcome, Guardians. This year we're celebrating our journey with you, whether you joined us 30 years ago or if it just started today. This game is in our blood. The Destiny team is full of Destiny fans. Folks who came here because Destiny was their favorite hobby. Folks who log out from work in the evening and log in to play with their clan.
The team we have today is committed to relentlessly upgrading this game that we all love. We aren't happy with just another mission. Instead, we want to push the limit of quality you can expect in an action MMO with uniquely Destiny experiences like Expunge and Presage. We are committed to delivering the best mission content that you can play in any game with a friend and having the best feeling action game, period.
And this shows through in the passion that we see for Destiny 2. Since we declared independence 2 years ago, the Destiny community has grown by over 20 million new players. It continues to grow faster than we ever could have predicted. We're grateful to be a part of this amazing growing community that you all have created. You represent Destiny. You help make it better every year, and you are so welcoming and supportive of every new Guardian that sets foot in the tower.
And only a handful of us are going to be up here today. Most of them are in their homes, at their desks, working hard to bring the next part of Destiny to life. It's a huge honor representing such an incredible team and introducing the next chapter of Destiny 2. So, without further ado, this is the Witch Queen.
20ミリオン、20ミリオンってなんぼ、お。
Truth is a funny thing. Does it live in the world or in the mind? Is it constant or can it be bent? Who decides what is true? In this universe of light and dark, there is no greater power. Tell me, little lights, what is your truth now?
Oh. それ何ゴースト？何光の力もどき？ああ、やべえ。
Oh my god, James. Savathun is serious. I think she's the most dangerous villain we faced yet.
7 years we've been building up to this moment, and she is finally stepping into the spotlight and showing us who she really is. What we know about light and darkness is proving to be way more complex than what we previously thought. There are so many lies, truths, and revelations that we're going to get to in The Witch Queen and the year leading up to it. I mean, we're paying off these narrative threads that go all the way back to Destiny's origins, and we're supporting it with the best content that Destiny has to offer.
Definitely, and we've got a lot of awesome content to show today. Let's start with the most mysterious destination yet.
Yeah. Savathun's Throne World. This is an uncharted wonderland of secrets and lies. It's this place that she's created in her own image, this surreal and majestic, light-blessed world. She has this castle that she rules from. It overlooks this dark, swampy underbelly with this lone pyramid ship out there. It's the future world she wanted to create, built atop the darkness that she left behind.
And Throne Worlds, they're a deep part of Destiny lore. Powerful entities create these pocket universes, and when we're there, we have to play by their rules.
But now, our own light powers are being used against us. I mean, she has this whole army of Hive that she's ascended to the light and brought along with her. These are the Hive Guardians, and they are the backbone of her new army.
Hive のガーディアン。
We've talked a lot. let's show a little. Let's take the first ever look at the Witch Queen gameplay.
Savathun, the Witch Queen, hive god of cunning and lies. After the death of her brother Oryx, Savathun went into hiding. Not out of fear, of course.
なんか森と水が綺麗そうなマップだな。
In her greatest trick yet, stealing our most sacred resource. The one thing we thought she could never touch. The light.
何それ。新しいエキゾ。
Reach out and just crush a hive ghost in my hand.
Yeah, I mean, we've been defined by the light for so long. This is uncharted territory for us. I mean, we're in strange new places. Like the throne world, it's haunting, but it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful. There's a lot to love. There's a few things we saw in the trailer that we haven't talked about yet.
Savathun and her lucent brood. This is the biggest threat Guardians have faced yet, so we need to find new weapons to match their power. The glaive. I love this thing. It's brutal and elegant. It's this new energy weapon with melee abilities, mid-range projectiles, and defensive capabilities. It's our first ever first-person melee weapon, and it is such an awesome tool for the battlefield.
The glaive feels so good. Just jump in and unleash these brutal melee combos and transition right to an energy blast. It's really powerful and has a lot of utility.
So, we've told you about what the glaive can do. Now let's talk about how you're going to get your hands on one. These weapons don't come out of chests at the end of missions, and you're not going to find one roaming around the throne world. Your first glaive is not going to be found. It's going to be built.
Yes,
weapon crafting is coming to Destiny 2.
ジャイアンそれで倒せんのは強い。
Integral part of the Destiny pursuit game since the beginning. And over the years, we've added more deterministic paths to get the roles that you want on guns. Think things like Umbral engrams and the raid chest.
Weapon crafting unlocks the freedom to choose all that and more. It gives us ultimate control over the guns. Now, this is a combat-focused crafting and progression system. That means the more you use these weapons, the more objectives you complete with them, the more you'll level them up, and the more powerful they grow over time. And at launch, here's the awesome thing. You'll be able to craft all Throne World weapons, new raid weapons, and the seasonal weapons. There's just a ton of stuff to do in this system. And the Witch Queen is just the beginning of weapon crafting. We have plans to add more craftable weapons, both legacy and new.
出るけど、どういうこと？クラフトでなんか作れるの？
But let's get right into the meat of it. Let's talk about the Witch Queen campaign.
Witch Queen campaign.
I love campaigns. They've always been a cornerstone of the Destiny experience. They're rich, deep stories interwoven with big combat sequences and memorable characters. They take us to remote worlds in our ever-changing universe. And so we're putting extra care into the campaign for the Witch Queen. We want you to feel those goosebumps when you step onto the throne world for the first time and come face to face with Hive Guardians.
ハイブのガーディアン何気強そう。
What does it feel like to storm a castle or just go
あ、やっぱウェポンクラフティングだよね。どういうシステムでそうなるんだろうな。
So, in addition to our classic normal mode, Legendary is our
玉とみたい。
aspirational version of the campaign, where the enemies hit harder and respawning is heavily restricted. So every battle is a gut punch. Every boss is a worthy adversary. It's gonna hurt. You might tap out, But if you persist and you get to the end, your time will be well rewarded.
Whether you want to play solo or with a fire team, the difficulty will scale based on how many people you bring.
怪力パンチ。
Before we go, one last trip down memory lane. I remember camping out the Predator for Destiny 1 because I just had to have the Ghost. To me, it was like the symbol of destiny. And if you care about that stuff like me, you're gonna
バトルはバトルっていうか、ストーリーのバトルに関してはやばいんじゃないかな。アンプ
Wow, that was so cool.
Oh,
I'm
man.
so excited for this one. And that's not even everything that's in there too.
I know. Those are the hero items, and they're, I think, one of the best ones that we've ever done. Collector's editions have always been like this really perfect jumping point to enter the worlds that we build. And actually lifting like in-world objects and putting them in players' hands is it's just a good feeling.
We don't just put random items. Everything in there means something, and it helps push the narrative. And there might be some puzzles to unlock in there as well.
あー、ライトなのかな。
So at this point, you can see Savathun has been one of our greatest threats, operating behind the scenes for years.
You may have heard of her brother, the Taken King, but Savathun is the most dangerous being we've ever faced. She's cunning, elusive, she works in the shadows, so in a way, Savathun is new to all of us.
Exactly, and now it's time to finally see this legend reveal herself and change the Destiny universe forever.
But when we talk about the overarching story of Destiny, we don't just mean the plot lines or characters that feature release to release.
Narrative is a guiding force in Destiny, and we're calling on its rich history of world building, bringing that to the forefront, and growing it in a bold new direction. So when you join the game today, you'll experience an immediate call to action alongside millions of your fellow Guardians.
During this past year, we watched the results of your actions play out across Destiny's seasonal releases. You've redeemed old foes, brought former enemies to the bargaining table, learned that there's always more than one side to every story, and built alliances no one ever thought possible.
And on the largest scale, you'll experience a vast, living, interconnected world of stories that's striving to a greater end.
We need you, Guardian.
You'll experience this alongside a massive community of Guardians, release after release, together. This is our universe's cosmic purpose. This 10-year journey we've been on since Destiny 1, it's drawing to its dramatic conclusion. The Light and Darkness saga will end. But make no mistake, Destiny 2 will not. We're building not so much to an ending, but more to this transformative moment for Destiny 2's future.
Last year, we announced The Witch Queen and the following expansion, Lightfall.
And now we're excited to announce the release after Lightfall, the final chapter in the Light and Darkness saga, Destiny 2, the final shape. It's going to be one wild, continuous ride.
Yes, and that ride starts with Season of the
さっきの打撃もできて銃みたいなのがプシューンって撃てるやつが新しい武器タイプグレイブらしい。
Why don't we take a look?
強力な近接コンボを繰り出し、投射って何？あ、とりあえず見るか。お、夢見。
We are surrounded. A ring of spears pointing inward from the edges of our system.
これを見たクローはどう何か。
The Witch Queen is no less dangerous now than she has ever been. We must uncover whatever secrets she knows with the time that we have.
また暗黒に足を踏み入れるのか。
We light the pathways of the ascendant plane and guide my people back to me. There is a malevolent force at work in this plane, Guardian.
やばくない？宿られってか、レジェンダリー？
Your knack for violence is needed.
何それ？
Your save us all.
Seasons have gone through massive transformations since Shadowkeep. We're dedicated to creating an evolving, interconnected world that puts your guardian at the center of the action. We're reaching the end of one journey.
The days of Destiny's biggest story moments happening in lore pages is long gone. I mean, Mara's return has been hinted at forever, and now it's happening in a season. One of the changes I'm most excited about are the updates to the light subclasses every season in Year 5 of Destiny 2. We're adding aspects and fragments similar to Stasis. We'll be starting with the Void subclass update that goes live alongside the Witch Queen. But the Witch Queen is only the beginning of what's to come, and Season of the Lost is the prologue to that story. It starts off with Marasov's return to the Dreaming City, and with her return, all the awoken technology comes alive.
But the Hive God of War, Xivu Arath, has reemerged and has Guardians and Mara in her sights. Guardians must forge a path through the Ascendant Plane to save Mara's lost coven of witches before Xivu Arath can reach them. And to aid you in this task, you'll have the Wayfinder's Compass.
The time is at hand. The beacon is shining bright and the ley lines are set in place.
It's an ancient awoken artifact that gives the wielder the power to uncover pathways, secrets, and treasures within the Ascendant Plane.
宿られ系のやつがあれなんだな。おー、ステイシスピストルすげえ。これしかもレジェンド枠だろ。
The armor makes you feel like you're a member of Queen Mara's court.
And no season is complete without new exotics, and Season of the Lost features one once intended for Uldren.
あ、なにそれ、ステイシスべきなの？
Let's take a moment to talk about Trials. So Trials of Osiris is the in-game aspirational PvP activity and more popular than ever. Two of the biggest asks from our community have been adding anti-cheat and adding matchmaking. In Season of the Lost, we're doing both.
We've partnered with BattleEye to soft launch the anti-cheat software when Trials goes live on September 10th. Also, you'll be able to matchmake with groups of players to form fire teams or solo queue by yourself. And we've remixed how rewards are distributed to give all players the opportunity to earn some of the best weapons and coolest armor in the game.
That's right. We're shifting away from winning matches as a primary way to earn loot, and instead winning individual rounds.
あ、ゆりさんのコメント気づかなかった。
The going flawless hasn't changed. So if you want to flex those PvP skills, the flawless chest will still be the only place to earn adept trials weapons and unique cosmetics. Alright, so the next chapter in Destiny begins right after this stream with Season of the Lost. Return to the Dreaming City with Marasov and learn the mystic art of wayfinding.
I'm so excited crossplay is going live today.
And today is your first opportunity to jump into Destiny with friends on any platform from all over the world, playing together.
30周年アニバーサリーイベント。バンジー。あー、鳥肌やばい。鳥肌が、あー。
It's my first vlog. That's my first team.
As a company that prides itself on taking care of its employees and their significant others and their communities and those who are in need, it's pretty devastating as we look at the racism in America. And our intention is to do better and to leave the world in a better place. We want to be a part of that social change. Fuck racism.
We don't just stop with the games that we make, but we really utilize the successes that we've seen to be able to give back in an even greater capacity that spans beyond just the gaming industry.
Bungie Foundation, thank you.
Pressing button.
We're live! Destiny servers are live. This adventure has begun. It's awesome to have you here.
This game is going to single-handedly destroy my social life, and I can't wait.
All right, Guardian. Time to kick him where it hurts.
This is going to hurt. A lot.
あー、やめろそれ。
This is great. Anyone want a hug? Hugs? No? No hugs.
How do you follow that? Wow, 30 years. And I remember when Halo first launched, and my friends and I completed the entire campaign in a single epic play session. And as the credits rolled, I knew that Bungie had transformed console gaming forever, and that I would be a lifelong fan.
Yeah, it changed how we played games too. I remember getting together with friends for Halo weekend LAN parties. We had so much fun. And 30 years of Bungie games is something special. It's something worth celebrating together. So we're gonna have a party in Destiny 2.
Starting this December, we are launching the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration in Destiny 2. Free for all players, the 30th Anniversary Celebration will offer a new 6-player matchmade activity, secrets to unravel, and rewards that commemorate our long and storied history together.
And that's just the beginning. In addition to the free event, players can also purchase the Bungie 30th Anniversary Pack that includes a new treasure-themed 3-player dungeon set on the Cosmodrome within the fabled Loot Cave. Players will plunder its depths to discover an exciting new Thorm-inspired armor set and fan-favorite Destiny 1 and Thousand Yard Stare. It even has the Claymore sword from Myth.
Purchasing the pack unlocks a range of awesome Bungie-themed armor ornaments and cosmetics to collect, including ornament sets inspired by the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration and Marathon. But the dungeon holds one more secret. The crown jewel of its weaponry is a Destiny 1 classic. Gallahorn is making its long-awaited debut in Destiny 2.
Gonna take its iconic status to the next level. Galley has been carefully updated for the Destiny 2 sandbox.
So, this December, join your friends and collect exclusive rewards during the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration.
But the party isn't only happening in Destiny 2. We've partnered with Nerf Limited to create a functional, dart-firing Gallahorn. We'll have more on that soon.
And that's not all. Here's a look at some of the incredible loot we've made over the years and a sneak peek of what's coming up.
とりあえず椅子に座ります。椅子に座ります。
Wow,
椅子に座ります。
Bungie's 30th anniversary.
30 years.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, look, think of all the games and products that have come out over these years.
Yeah, starting Operation Desert Storm, Pathways into Darkness, Marathon, Myth, Oni, Halo, and Destiny. 7 years of Destiny. It's an amazing journey.
So excited. You know, we have a lot of really cool stuff coming up and a lot of other things in the works, of course, as always. But
yeah.
I mean, what do we have? We have the Fallen Captain statue, which is incredible.
And then we have the helmet, the Celestial Nighthawk.
That thing
helmet.
is so cool.
Yeah. And my favorite, the Arcadia jump ship.
Yeah, I get goosebumps just thinking about that. You know, it really gives me that nostalgia from Destiny 1. And so I think it's a great way to, we're going to celebrate not only Bungie's 30-year heritage, but the 7-year heritage of Destiny.
Yeah.
And it definitely gives you the feels.
Thank you for being on this journey with us. Whether it started this year or 30 years ago.
We've just started talking about the Witch Queen today. You've got our first look at weapon crafting,
劣化版マリオって言っちゃったの。
the glaive, and a year full of updates.
ゲームディレクター。
Classes. All of this and more is coming alongside Savathun's long-awaited arrival, front and center to the Destiny universe. The Witch Queen marks an acceleration in our story, heading towards the conclusion of the Light and Dark saga, and we're so excited for everyone to join us on this epic adventure in the Witch Queen, Lightfall, the final shape, and beyond.
And the Witch Queen's going to kick off another amazing year of Destiny with 4 great seasons packed with all of the narrative, events, and rewards that you've come to expect from us. But there's even more coming next year than just our new seasons. The deluxe edition of the Witch Queen will also include 2 brand new dungeons to be released in 2022. And we're also going to be remastering another classic Destiny 1 raid and releasing it free for all players.
This means going forward, starting this December with our 30th anniversary event, there will be a new piece of raid or dungeon content in the game every 3 months. In 2022, we will also be adding legacy rotations for raids and dungeons, meaning every week there will be new ways to earn rewards in both the latest and greatest content and raids and dungeons from the past. If you love amazing in-game content, we want to prove that no other game offers more quality and more variety than Destiny 2.
We hope that you've enjoyed a look into the future of Destiny 2. Witch Queen pre-orders are available wherever you play Destiny. Crossplay is live on all devices, and Season of the Lost kicks off today. See you in game.
Truth is a funny thing. Who decides what is true? Tell me, little lights. What is your truth now?
The Witch Queen is no less dangerous now than she has ever been. Prepare for what is inevitably to come.
This これで終わりか。電球から動かないもんね。ということで、まあ、ツイッター見ててわかる範囲だけど、あれ、まとめていきましょう。まあ、さっきのつっついてたやつが、まあ、これもう公式から出てるんだけど、つっついてるやつがグレイブっていう、なんか、よくわからない武器ですね。新しい武器制作システム。まあなんか、ここで自分の好きなように武器を作れるよ。まあ好きなようにかどうかわかんないですけど、まあできるよっていう感じですね。おー、なるほどね。今までは、この、なんだっけな。漆黒の女王があった後に光の終焉っていうやつがあって、っていうところまでしか出てなかったんだけど、ザ・ファイナル・シェイプかな待って。 なんか流れてる。ああ。トレーラーか。まあ。で、まだ続くみたいですね、D2。うん。ディスニー2の5年目。だから、4年目の5年目、ウィッチクイーンでは、毎シーズン光のサブクラスに更新があります。最初はボイドのサブクラスらしいです。バトルアイと連携し、チーターが少なくなるかもねって話ですね。海賊をモチーフにした新しい迷宮、トルン。これかっこいいよな。なるほどね。これちょっと合図さんに送るか。よいしょ。いや、ギャラルホルン帰ってくるのは熱いよ。熱すぎる。あと、多分トルンかな。トルンをモチーフにしたアーマーセット。これが死ぬほどかっこいいね。特にハンターとかやばい。すげえと思う。じゃあ、ということで、今出てるものはこれがラストかな。ということで、じゃあ配信閉じます。はい。お疲れ様でした。こんだけアホみたいなダラダラしたやつに付き合ってくださりありがとうございました。ということで、おやすみなさい。